Hi guys, okay, we have January 2021, 2H, paper 2. Okay, question 1. The train takes 6 hours and 39 minutes to travel from New Delhi to Kanpur. The train travels a distance of this. Work out the average speed. Okay guys, speed, if we remember, speed is distance over time. Speed equals distance over time. Our distance is 429. And our time is in hours and minutes. I would like it to be, guys, only in minutes. So what we'll do is we'll change 39 minutes, 39 mins, equals how many hours? So it's just 39 out of 60. That's how many hours we're dealing with. So it's 39 divided by 60, which is 13/20ths or 0.65. So 39 minutes equals 0.65 hours. So the time is 6.65 because it's 6 hours and 39 minutes, 6.65. So we just do 429 divided by 6.65. Gives me this, which is 64.5, which is one decimal place. So 64.5. Here I'll write 64.5. Let's do ... there. Okay, that's question 1. Question 2. Ava writes down 5 whole numbers. For these 5 numbers, the median is this, mode is this, range is this. Find a possible value for each of the 5 numbers. So there's a number of different possible values you can have. So the median is 7. That means in the middle, so I like to draw boxes, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the middle, we have to have 7. So 7 has to go in the middle. The mode is 8. So I need at least 2 8s. So these two are going to have to be 8. 8 and 8. Because I need 2 8s and they have to be bigger than 7. So these are in order. So 7, 8, 8. It says the range is 5. So that means this has to be 3. And then this one can actually be anything. It can't be 3 and it can't be 7 because it says the mode is 8. So that's the only one that's got 2 numbers. So it could actually be 4, 5, or 6. I'm just going to put 5. But that's why it says a possible value because there's a few different values. So 3, 5, 7, 8, 8. 3, 5, 7, 8, 8. Okay, question 3. Gladys buys a table for this much to sell in her shop. She sells the table for this. Work out the percentage profit that she makes from the sale of the table. Give your answer to 3 significant figures. Okay, her profit is 520 minus 465, which is, you can use your calculator, guys, but that's $55. So that's her profit. To get the percentage profit, we get the 55, put it over 465, we multiply by 100 to make it into a percent, and that's going to give me the answer. So it's 55 over 465 times 100, which is 11.8 to 3 significant figures. 11.8. I'll just put 11.8 ... and then here I'll put it to 3 significant figures. Okay. Gladys has a sale in her shop. She decreases all the normal prices by 12%. The normal price was this. Work out the price, the sale price. So I just need to decrease that by 12%. You could find 12% and then subtract it. My favorite way to do this, guys, just because it's the quickest way, and it helps when you're doing over depreciation over multiple number of years, I'm just going to multiply it by 0.88. Why 0.88? Well, because 100% minus 12% is 88%. So if I get 88% of this, it's the same as decreasing it by 12%. And that is 550 times 0.8, 440. Hang on, that's wrong. Why is that wrong? Work out the sale price of the armchair. Oh, sorry, I did 0.8. Sorry, what am I doing? 550 times 0.88, 484. Okay, that is correct. Sorry, 484. Here we go, 484. Okay, question 4. On the grid, draw and label the straight line with equation this, this, and this, right? So we're going to draw 3 lines. First one, x equals 1.5. That's easy. We got a 1.5, which is here on the x-axis, and it's a vertical line. Now we label it x equals 1.5. Then we draw y equals x. This line is also, well, it's fairly easy, guys. It's that perfect diagonal line because it's going to pass 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, like this. So this is the line y equals x. And then finally, x plus y equals 6. So you could, guys, rearrange this into y equals 6 minus x, and then draw this using your calculator. Or the way I just like to do it is find 2 points. So when x is 0, y is 6. So if I just sub in 0 for x, when x is 0, then y equals 6, because 0 plus y equals 6. And when y is 0, x plus 0 equals 6. So here, when x is 0, y is 6, and here, when y is 0, x is 6. So that means it's going to pass through these 2 points. The 2 points would be 0, 6, and 6, 0. Anyway, as I say, guys, if you don't understand this, you can just draw using the table in your calculator. You can actually draw this. Then show by shading on the region, by shading on the grid, the region that satisfies all 3 of the inequalities. Well, x has to be bigger than 1.5, so it's going to be to the right of this. Y has to be bigger than x, so it has to be above this, and x plus y has to be less than 6, so it has to be below this line. And sorry guys, I forgot to label this line here. This is x plus y equals 6. Have to label them for the full mark. And then this, it says shade the region, so we're just going to shade it like that. There. Okay, that's question 4. Question 5. Expand and simplify, right? So 4x times 2x is 8x squared. 4x times 5 is 20x. Minus 3x times 2x is 6x squared. And minus 3x times minus 3. So minus minus is plus. So it's plus. 3x times 3 is 9x. Now I have to simplify. My 8x squared minus 6x squared is 2x squared. And my 20x plus 9x is plus 29x. So that's the answer. Part B. Given that this equals this, work out the value of n. Okay, so I'm going to do the top first. So I'm going to do y to the power of 5 plus n over y to the power of 6 equals y to the power of 13. So I just added the powers. That's the first rule of indices. And the second rule of indices is you subtract the powers when you're dividing. So y to the power of 5 plus n minus 6. I subtract the 6 equals y to the power of 13. That means that the powers have to be the same. So this has to equal this. And that means 5 plus n, oh, let's write it here, 5 plus n minus 6, 5 plus n minus 6 has to equal 13. n minus 1 equals 13, because 5 minus 6 is minus 1. So n equals 14 when I add 1 to both sides. So n is 14. Next one, solve the inequality. This one's quite easy, guys. I'm just going to subtract the 2t. So subtract 2t from both sides. And I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So that'll give me 7 plus 8. 7t minus 2t is 5t. 7 plus 8 is 15. And then t is less than 15 divided by 5, which is 3. So it's just t is less than 3. I don't have to worry about the direction of the inequality because I did not multiply or divide by a negative number, so I can just keep it the way I have it. Okay, on the number line, represent the solution set of the inequality solved. So t is less than 3, so it's not equal to 3, so I have to put a open circle like this. And then I need an arrow going left like this. Do I have to go all the way to the end? No, but let's do it. Just put an arrow. That means it's continuing. It's continuing that way. Okay. Question 6. Write down the value of y to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. If you don't know that, put in something in your calculator and you'll see. Work out this. Give your answer in standard form. Okay, now this is an interesting question, guys, because, very interesting question, because I don't think my calculator can deal with this because that number is so big. 9.6 times 10 to the power of 141 plus 6.4 times 10 to the power of 140 over 3.2 times 10 to the power of 16. Now I bet you, yeah, maths error, the calculator can't do this because those numbers are too big. 10 to the power of 141 is like a crazy big number. So we need our well, we need to just use our brains. So how can we do this? Well, we can't add 9.6 and 6.4 because this is to the power of 141 and this is to the power of 140. What I can do though is I can change this to the power of 140. So watch this. I can say 9.6 times 10 to the power of 40 is actually the same as 96 times 10 to the power, 9.6 times 10 to the power of 141 is the same as 96 times 10 to the power of 140. Okay, now how can I do that? Well, essentially, think of this as just one number. I multiplied this by 10, but I can't just multiply a number by 10. I have to then divide this by 10, and that's what I did. Multiply this by 10 and divide this by 10 is the same as not doing anything at all, but I've changed it so now it's like a like term and I'll be able to add this to this. Okay, and this is all divided by 3.2 times 10 to the power of 16. Okay, now I can do, because it's like this plus this. 96 times this plus 6.4 times this equals 96 plus 6.4, which is 102.4 times 10 to the power of 140, because they're like terms. It's like 96x plus 6.4x equals 102.4x. Now, obviously, guys, you don't have to write that, but I'm putting it there to help explain. And then this is over 3.2 times 10 to the power of 16. Now, I'm going to do with my calculator, well, what I can, but I can do the 102.4 divided by 3.2. And that is actually quite nicely 32. So this is 32 times 10 to the power of. I'm going to now subtract these powers. So it's 10 times 140, sorry, 10 to the power of 140 divided by 10 to the power of 16. I'm going to subtract the powers. 140 minus 16 is 124. 124. Okay, I'm nearly finished, but he wants my answer in standard form, and that's not standard form because the 32 is not a number between 1 and 10. So I have to change this to 3.2. But again, a bit like I did here, but I'm going to do it the other way around. Now I'm going to divide this by 10, and I'm going to multiply this by 10. So divide this by 10, multiply this by 10, doesn't change anything except the way it's written. So 3.2 times, that's a bit annoying, 3.2 times 10 to the power of 125, because I'm timesing it by 10. So this is 3.2 times 10 to the power of 125. Okay. Question 7. There are 5 cocoapods in a bag. The mean weight of the 5 cocoapods is this. A 6th cocoapod is is put into the bag. The mean weight of the 6 cocoapods is that. Work out the weight of the 6th cocoapod that is put in the bag. Okay, these questions are always confusing, guys. So 5 cocoapods. The mean weight is 398. So let's just, I want to get the total weight, right? So 5 times 398, that will give me the total weight of these 5. Then it says we add in a 6th one. So we're going to add in a 6th one. So this is the total weight of the 5. And then we're going to add in a 6th one. Let's call it X. We don't know what it is. We'll call it X. And it says the total weight of the 5 plus this 6th one divided by 6, because the mean, this will give me the mean, equals 401. And now it's just an equation that I need to solve. So 5 times 398 is 5 times 398, 1990. 1990 plus X equals, I'm going to multiply it by 6. So I'll do this in my head actually, guys. It's 2,406. And then X is equal to this minus this. 2406 minus 1990, which is 416. 416, which is correct. 416. Okay, question 8. Diameter of a circle, 8, 15, 90 degrees. Work out the total area of the regions shown shaded in the diagram. Okay, so guys, this is one of those. Find the area of the circle, find the area of the triangle, and subtract them. So area of, well, this I think, guys, is actually, oh no, it's not that easy because I need to find the diameter. I see the problem. Okay, let's call the diameter, let's call it D for diameter. That would be the total length from here to here. Okay, so using Pythagoras' theorem, I know it's Pythagoras because it's a right angle, D squared equals 8 squared plus 15 squared. D is then equal to the square root, let me do that again, the square root of 8 squared plus 15 squared, which is square root 8 squared plus 15 squared is 17. Okay, nice number. So D is equal to 17. Now if the diameter is 17, the radius is then 17 over 2, or 8.5. So the radius equals 8.5. The radius is that length, 8.5. Okay. Then once I have the radius, I can get the area of the circle. Area of, let's actually just write circle like this. So the area of the circle equals pi r squared, or pi times 8.5 squared, or using our calculator, pi is here, pi times 8.5 squared is that, or 226.98. 226.98. He wants it to 3 significant figures, guys, which means I'll round it to more than 3 significant figures when I'm doing the working. The area of the triangle then, the area of this triangle, is just a half base times height, which is a half 8 times 15. Just be careful, guys, you're not using the diameter. The base is 8 and the height is 15. It's the perpendicular height. Okay, and that's actually 4 times 15, which is 60. So the total area will be, so the total area equals the area of the circle, 226.98, minus 60, which equals 226.98. That minus 60 is 116.98. 116.98. He wants it to 3 significant figures, which is 1, 2, 3, rounded up 117. So this, oh, he's giving me lots of space. This is 117. Okay. Question 9. Find the lowest common multiple of A and B. Give your answer as a product of prime numbers, right? Guys, I always draw a Venn diagram. Okay, this is A. This is A. And this is B. Now I put the common ones in the middle. So I have 2 cubed here, but there's another 2 in the B. So we'll put that here because he's got 4 2s, he's only got 3. There's a common 3, but the A has an extra 3. There's a common 5 squared, but the B has another 5 squared. And then the 11 goes here, and the 13 goes here. The lowest common multiple is then all of these multiplied together, which is 2 cubed, I'll start with the 2's, 2 cubed times 2, this times this, then 3 times 3, then the 5 squared times 5 squared, and finally times 11 times 13. And we have to simplify this into 2 to the power 4, because 3 plus 1 is 4, times 3 squared, because I have 2 3's, and times 5 to the 4, 5 squared times 5 squared, add the powers, times 11 on its own, and times 13 on its own. And there we go. Question 9. Question 10. The people working for a company work in Team A or in Team B. The number of people in Team A to Team B is 3 to 4. 4/5 of Team A work full-time. 24% of Team B work full-time. Work at a fraction of the people working for the company full-time. Give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. Right? These questions, guys, are often quite difficult. So A to B is 3 to 4. So 3/7. So I'm going to add 3 and 4. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So 3/4 of the people, 3/7 of the people, 3/7 of all the people work in Team A. 3/7 in team A and 4/7 in team B. Then it says 4/5 of these 3/7 work full time. So I'm going to do 4/5 times 3/7, which is 12/35. So 12/35 of A work full time. And 24% of team B work full time. So I'm going to do 24% of 4/7 or 4/7 times 24/100. That will give me 24% of this. So this, guys, is 4/7 times 24/100, which is 24/175. 24/175. Okay, so this is what fraction of team B works. This is the fraction of the total people that works full time. This is the fraction of the total number of people that work full time, but they're in team A. So all I need to do is do 12/35 plus 24/175, because this is this is the fraction of the total that work full time in team A. This is the fraction of the total that work full time in team B. So if I just add them together, I get the total. I get the total fraction working in the company full time. Now, guys, I'm not expected to find the lowest common denominator of this, although actually maybe I am. So let's actually do that. The lowest common denominator would be 175, because 35, believe it or not, goes into 175. This is going to be 175. Okay, this is 24. And then 35 times it is times 5 gives me this. So 12 times 5 gives me 60. Add these together, I get 84 over 175. Now I can use my calculator to simplify that. 84 divided by 175 is 12/25, and that's correct. 12/25. Okay, that's not an easy question, guys. 12 out of 25. Okay, question 11. Simplify fully. Okay, first thing, guys, that I do is I see the negative power, so that means I flip this upside down. 18 t to the 6 w to the 10 over 9 t to the 4 w to the 9. So I flip it and make it a positive power. That's what the negative power does. Okay, then I'm going to simplify this. 18 over 9 is 2. T to the 6 over t to the 4 is t to the 2. And w10 over w9 is just w, because I do 10 minus 9 is 1. And all of this is squared. So now I have to square everything. 2 squared is 4. T squared squared is t to the 4, multiply the powers, and w squared is just w squared. So that's it. It's 4 t to the 4 w squared. Okay, question 12. 15 people are asked how long in minutes they had been waiting for a bus. These are the results. Find the interquartile range of these times. Right, let's find the interquartile range, guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people. So 15 people means the 8th one is in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's the 8th number. It's not because it's number 8, but this is in the middle. I know that because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the right. So this is the middle. This is Q2. Q1 is then the middle of all these numbers, the middle of the numbers to the left of the median. So it's actually going to be this guy. He's Q1 because 3 to the left, 3 to the right. And then this guy is Q3, middle of the numbers to the right. 3 to the left, 3 to the right. So the interquartile range, IQR, is equal to 13 minus 4, which is 9. So the interquartile range is 9 minutes. Question 13. Here we have a circle, so we're dealing with circle theorems for sure. Find the value of m. Okay, at least they haven't asked me to give my explanations. So m is half of this. This is one of the circle theorems. Angle at the center is double angle at the circumference. So I just half this, 62. So this angle here is 62 degrees. Then n is 118. 118. Why? Because this is a cyclic quadrilateral, which means the opposite angles add up to 180. So 118 plus 62 equals 180. So 118. Okay, then find the size of angle QPR. So we want this angle QPR. QPO. QPO. So he wants this angle here. Okay, now one thing to note, guys, often this comes up in circle theorems questions, and it's actually not one of the circle theorems, but it's just something you need to know, is that this is an isosceles triangle because these two lines are equal because they're both radii. Okay, so these are equal, which means these two angles are also equal, the two pink ones. And if this is 124, then this has to be 56 because this plus this has to equal 180. Okay, then if this is 56, 180 minus 56, well, I know that it's 124. These two angles have to add up to 124, and I know they're equal, so I just have to divide by 2 to get me my answer. Guys, put your working down here, but this is 62 degrees. Okay. Actually, guys, technically, this doesn't have a degree sign because it's n degrees. Anyway, that's just a small thing. Okay, next question. Solve this. So find A, in other words. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, guys, is to remove the denominator. I need to multiply everything by 5. Multiply across by 5. Multiply both sides of the equation by 5. But to remove this denominator, I need to multiply everything by 4. So to save me the trouble, I'm going to multiply everything by 20. I'm going to multiply by 4 and by 5, which is 20. And you'll see how this works out quite nicely. So that times 20, this times 20, and this times 20, which I'll do right now. 4.55 times 20 is 91. Okay, so everything got multiplied by 20. I can do that. Now you'll see why this works out neatly. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I can just write 4 times 9a minus 7 minus 20 divided by 4 is 5. So I have 5 times 3a minus 7 equals 91. Now it's an easier equation to solve. It's still not simple or dumb, but I can handle this. 4 times 9 is 36a minus 28. 4 times 7 is 28. Minus 15a, 5 times 3. And then minus times minus is plus 35 equals 91. 36 minus 15 is 21. So that's 21a. Minus 28 plus 35 is plus 7 equals 91. Subtract this 7. 91 minus 7 is 84. And obviously, guys, use your calculator if you need to. Divide by 21. It's actually nicely 4. So a equals 4. Okay, part B. Make C the subject of the formula. Right, this looks kind of difficult. Okay, first thing, guys, is to remove the square root. How do I remove a square root? I square both sides. So by squaring the right, I get p squared. By squaring the left, I just remove the square root. Okay, square both sides. Then, because I'm trying to make c the subject, I need to get this c out of the denominator. How do I do that? I multiply across. Multiply by the denominator gets rid of it. Okay, so I multiply both sides by this. Then I need all the terms with c on their own, but this guy's stuck in a bracket, so I need to multiply out the bracket. So it's 3p squared times 3, plus p squared times c equals a times c plus 8. Okay, now the terms with c, which is this one and this one, I'm going to get on the left. So p squared c minus ac, I subtract this ac, equals 8, still here, minus 3p squared. I'm going to subtract this 3p squared here. Okay, now I still need c on its own, so I'm going to have to factorize, take out the c, and I'm left with p squared minus a equals 8 minus 3p squared. Finally, divide both sides by p squared minus a. So c is equal to 8 minus 3p squared over p squared minus a. And that is it. Finished. Okay. Question 15. Postman records the weight of each parcel that he delivers. The histogram shows information about the weights of the parcels the postman delivered last Monday. No parcels weighed more than a 6. Okay, that makes sense. Fine. 63 of the parcels that the postman delivered last Monday had a weight between 0.5 and 2 kg. Okay, so the first thing, big thing to note, guys, about a histogram is the area equals the frequency. Okay, that's very important. The area is the frequency. And he says 63 of them were in here. So this area is 63. Now 63 what? Well, it's just an area of 63 because the y-axis is the frequency density. Now he doesn't label the frequency density, so I don't actually know what these things are, but I can probably figure it out. Well, I can figure it out because I know that this length times this height has to equal 63, because he says there was 63 between 0.5 and 2. So that's this bar here. So let's do that. I'm going to say, let's call this, let's just call this h for now. This h, that is this distance here. Oh, sorry, this height of the bar. The base 1.5, that's right here, 1.5 h, that's 1.5 times h equals 63. So h is 63 divided by 1.5, which is 63 divided by 1.5 is, hang on guys, it is 63 divided by 1.5 is 42. Okay, 42. Okay, so that means this is 42. This h is 42, which means these things are actually going up in, look, this is like 10. Well, they're actually going up in ones. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 42, because that's 41, 42. Okay, that's helpful, because now to get the total number of parcels delivered, I'm going to get the area of all of these bars. This plus this plus this plus this plus this. Now this area we know is 63. This area is 0.5. So let's see, total area is equal to 0.5 times 18. 0.5 times 18 plus this area, which is 63. We don't need to do that one. Plus this area, this is actually easy. It's just 1 times 24. So let's do 24. This is 24, guys. 0.5 times 18 is actually 9. So that's going to be 9. 1 times 30, that's easy. That's 30. That area is 30. And then this is 2 times 8 plus 2 times 8, which is 9 plus 63 plus 24 plus 30 plus 16. Let's do this with without a calculator. That's 40, 70. 70 plus 72 is 142. So this is 142, and that's the answer, 142. Okay. Then it says the postman picks at random two of the records of the parcels he delivered. Work out an estimate for the probability that each parcel weighed more than 2.25 kg. Okay, more than 2.25, guys, would be here. Okay, that's 2.25. So we need the total is 142, but we need to find now the area of this box here, this bar, if you like, because, hang on, that's a bit annoying. Hang on, I can't accept that. That's better. Okay, we'll get the area of this bar. This 24 now, guys. Let me just move it here. That's the total. But the pink area isn't 24, but it's actually 3/4 of 24, which is 3/4 of 24 is 16. So I'm actually going to write 16 there. I know it's 3/4 because that's 2.25. So it's like, that's a quarter of the way there. So that's 3/4. So I'll just write the working for that, guys, here. I'm going to do 3/4 of 24 equals 16. So now the total will be 16 plus 30 plus 16. I'm going to do 16 plus 30 plus 16 equals 62. So he's going to take two records. The probability that the first one, hang on guys, is that correct? 16, no, sorry, that is not correct. What am I doing? It's not 16, it's 18, 3/4. That's a mistake. Sorry guys, that is 18. So this is, this is 18 here, and this is 18 here. 18, 18, and that's not 62, that's 64. Okay, so the probability that the first one he takes is bigger than 2.25 is 64 out of 142. But note, guys, and I've underlined it, he's taking 2. So now the probability that the next one's bigger than 2.25 will be actually 63, because he's taken 1 out of 141. So this is a tricky question. So I have 64 out of 142 times 63 out of 141, and that gives me 672 over 3337, which is correct. 672 over 3337. Okay, question 16. Some students were asked the following question: which of these subjects do you study? Okay, this was the answers given. X is the number of studies French. Fine. Okay, so 4 study all 3. So I'll put in 4. So it says fill in the diagram. So 4 study all 3. 10 study Russian and French. So that means this is Russian and French is 10. So this is 6, because 6 plus 4 is 10. 13 study French and German. This is 9, because 9 plus 4 is 13. 6 study Russian and German. 2 plus 4 is 6. 24 study German. Okay, here I'm going to put 9, because 9 plus 9 plus 2 plus 4 is 24. 11 study none of the 3 subjects. So I'm going to put 11 here. And Russian only is twice the number who study French only. So this is 2x. Okay, then it says, given that the number of students was 20, work out the number of these students that study Russian. Okay, so first, guys, I need to find x. How do I find x? Well, all of these added together has to equal 80. So 2x plus x, I'll just do those two first, which is 3x. Actually, I'll just write 3x. So 3x plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 9 plus 9 plus 11 equals 80. Okay, let's add up these. 10, 12, 10, 12, 21, 30, 41. So 3x plus 41 equals 80. 3x equals 39. Subtract the 41. X equals 13. So x is 13. Therefore, Russian, those who study Russian, is 2x, which is 26, 2 times 13, plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 equals 32, 36, 38. 38 study Russian. Add up all of these. Okay, question 17. Trapezium, horizontal plane, these are rectangles. Midpoint of BC is vertically above the midpoint of AD, okay, such that BA equals CD, right? Fine. AD, right, this is given the perpendicular distances between edges AD and BC is 20, right? So she's giving me this distance here. It's from the middle of AD to the middle of BC is 20, right? That's a new distance. Work out the total surface area of the prism. Oh, sorry, he's given that distance here, right? I don't need to put that. Okay, the total surface area. Okay, so I don't think this is too difficult, is it? Okay, well, actually, it's not that easy because I have to calculate this length here. So in order, I can get that area. This is a rectangle. This is a rectangle, rectangle, rectangle. The problem is to get this rectangle, I need this, let's say, pink distance there. And I'm going to get it using Pythagoras' theorem. So this is 20. This distance here. Okay, if this is 28, that's 28, and this is 37. This has to be, I'll actually just draw another line here, guys, so we're clear. This is like 28 to there. That's 28 to here, which means what's left is 9. So this distance here is 4.5. That's 4.5, and if you like, that's 4.5. Okay, so now to get, let's call this x, to get the length x, I'm going to use Pythagoras' theorem. So x squared equals 4.5 squared plus 20 squared. X equals the square root of this. X equals square root of 4.5 squared plus 20 squared. 41 over 2, okay, that's actually a nice number, 20.5. Okay, so this x is 20.5. Okay, so I think I have everything I need now to find the area. I can get this area here is 20, okay, I'm going to do 20.5 times 24. That's this area here. And because of the way he's set it out here, that it's all equal distances or whatever, like here, the midpoint is vertically above such that BA equals CD. So because it's symmetrical, if you like, this rectangle and this rectangle are the same. So I'm just going to multiply this by 2. Okay, that is this one and this one, this one and this one. Okay, that is 20.5 times 24 times 2. Okay, that's 984. Okay, the top one is 28 times 24. That one's easy. 28 times 24. 28 times 24. 672. And the bottom one is 37 times 24. 37 times 24, which is 37 times 24, 888. Okay, now I just have to do the two trapezia. It's this one and this one. Now the area of a trapezium, these are the rectangles. The trapezium, let's call this rectangles, rect, trap. The trapezium is it's a half, so the area of a trapezium is a half 37 plus 28. This formula is in the formula booklet, guys. You do a half this plus this, because you kind of get the average distance between the two, and then times h, which is 20. It gives us this. So that formula is in the formula booklet. It's the formula sheet. It is the area of a trapezium formula. So it's a half times 37 plus 28 times 20, 650. And there's two of these, one at the front, one at the back. 650 times 2 is 1300. Okay, guys, I really hope I haven't made a mistake here. So I need to add all these up. So the total is equal to 984 plus 672 plus 888 plus 1300. 984 plus 672 plus 888 plus 1300. 3844. Thankfully that is correct. 3844. 3844. Calculate the size of the angle between AF and the plane ADEH. Okay, I'm going to, guys, I'm just going to copy this and bring it down because we need to see what we're doing. Okay. So it says, calculate the size of the angle between AF. Now AF is this line here. AF. So between AF and the plane ADEH, which is the bottom. So basically we want to go AF to underneath F. But just be careful, guys, it's not to E, it's actually to here. This is the point directly underneath F. Okay, now we'll have to let me draw that again, guys. We're gonna have to make a new point here. I'll add a point there. Let's call it P, and this is a right angle. I'm gonna draw that green triangle here, so we're all clear about what's happening. This green triangle is a right angle triangle, and it looks something like this. And this point is A. So this is A. This is F. This is F. And this point here is P. And we have a right angle there. I know this distance, it's 20 because of this. It's the height. This height is 20. I don't, however, know any other distance. I could potentially, however, find this distance AP using Pythagoras' theorem, and that's actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this triangle at the bottom here, a new triangle. Let's make it a red triangle from here to here to here. Okay, and I'm going to draw this like this. Doesn't really matter the scale, guys, but it looks. Try and draw it as best I can. Okay. Right. This point is A. This is also a new point, Q. It's not D. Let's call it Q. Q, A, Q, and P. Okay. This distance from Q to P is 24. It's the same as that distance there. So that's 24. And this distance here from A to Q, it's not 37, it's 37 minus 4.5, which is 32.5, or 28 plus 4.5 is the same thing. So that's 32.5. Now I can find this distance, let's call it Y. I can find that using Pythagoras' theorem. So Y squared is 32.5 squared plus 24 squared. Y is the square root of that. 32.5 squared plus 24 squared. Put that into your calculator. Square root of 32.5 squared plus 24 squared, 40.40. So let's just leave it as 40.4. Or I'll put 40, guys, just to, or 401. Okay, 40.401. This is Y, but this is AP. And look, guys, this is AP. This is AP. So in the green triangle, and now I'll draw my green triangle again. This is AP, which means this distance is 40.401. Now I have two sides. I can find this angle. Let's just say the angle was theta. So that's the angle. I should have maybe started with that, guys. That's the angle I'm trying to find here. And we're calling it theta. Okay, so I know the opposite and the adjacent. So I'm going to say tan of theta is equal to 20 over 40.401. Theta is the inverse tan of 20 over 40.401, which is equal to, theta, guys, is equal to inverse tan, shift tan, 20 over 40.401, 26.337, 26.337. He says one decimal place, 26.3. So this is 26.3. That, guys, was a really, really difficult question. Both parts were difficult, but certainly particularly part B. Okay, question 18. A rectangle has to be drawn on a centimeter grid such that A, B, and C are these coordinates. Work at the value of A, B, and C. Okay, so guys, I think it might actually help if we draw some kind of diagram. So I'm going to put, this here. Now, there's a point at -4, -2. This isn't going to be perfectly drawn, but I just want to show you kind of what we're dealing with. So -4, -2, let's say it's here. Then 110 would be something like this. Then if it's a rectangle, this is ABC, has to be down here somewhere, and D has to be, so let's say this is A, this is A, B, C, D would be somewhere down here because it's a rectangle. Okay, is that good enough? No. Let's try again. Okay, that's okay. So we know this point here is -4, -2, -4, -2, and we know this point is 110. So this question is actually trickier than you might think. So we need to say this is 19 what? Now the key to the question here, guys, is that you know this is actually a perpendicular lines question, because you know that these two lines are perpendicular because it's a rectangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the gradient of the gradient of AB. So M, guys, is what I'm using. I'm using a small m. MAB is my gradient from A to B. And it is 10 minus -2, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sorry, -4. Which is 12 over 5. So this gradient is 12 over 5. The rise is 12 for the run of 5. Which means this gradient, BC, has to equal -5 over 12. It's a negative reciprocal. So if I am going along, so from 1 to 19 is 15. If I'm going along 15, I must go down sorry, I'm not going along 15, I'm going along 18. If I go along 18, what must I go down? Because I'm going from 1 to 19 is 18, right? Let's actually figure it out. So this coordinate here is 19a, so don't let the little a confuse you. So this gradient, MBC, is equal to y2 minus y1, a minus 10, over 19 minus 1. But I know that this equals minus 5 over 12, negative 5 over 12, because this gradient is negative 5 over 12 from this. So now I can say a minus 10 equals 9 minus 1 is 18, and 18 times negative 5 is negative 90. So it's negative 90 over 12. Negative 90 over 12, guys, use your calculator, is actually 7.5. So that's 7.5. So it's negative 7.5, which means a is equal to negative 7.5 plus 10, which is 2.5. Okay, so a is 2.5. Great. Now, all I need to do is get d. Now, because we can probably just figure this out from here. So b to c is the same as a to d. And if you've studied vectors, guys, you might have a better, you might be better at doing this. But to get from b to c, I add 18 and I subtract. I add 18 to the x coordinate. 1 plus 18 is 19. So I'm going to do minus 4 plus 18. Minus 4 plus 18 is minus 4 plus 18 is 14. Sorry, 14. And then to get from 10 to 2.5, I subtracted 7.5. So minus 2 minus 7.5 is negative 9.5. So the answer to the question is, this is b. So b equals this and c equals this. So 2.5 for a, 14 for b, and minus 9.5 for c. Okay, tricky question. Then it says calculate the perimeter in centimeters of rectangle ABCD. Okay, so now I have the coordinates. I just need to find the distance between AB and the distance between BC, and then I can just times it by 2. So it's 2 of these and 2 of these. So let me actually just copy this down, guys, so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so this has become now a distance between 2 points question. So the distance AB, let's do that, AB, the distance AB, I can just leave it like that. The distance is the square root of x1 minus x2 squared, so that would be 1 minus negative 4, sorry, 1 minus negative 4 squared, plus 10 minus negative 2 squared, which is, this is the square root of, that's actually 5 squared, and that's 12 squared, which is 13. Perfect. So that's 13. And let's get the length BC. That's the square root of 19 minus 1 squared plus 2.5 minus 10 squared. This is the distance of a line, sorry, distance between 2 points formula. So 2.5 minus 10 squared. This in my calculator is 19 minus 1 is 18, so it's 18 squared plus, this is negative 7.5 squared, but I'm going to square it, so it's going to become positive. That is 39 over 2, which is 19.5. 19.5. Therefore, the perimeter is equal to 19.5 times 2 plus 13 times 2, because it's 2 of these and 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 sides. 19.5 times 2 is 39. 39 plus 13 times 2 is 26. 39 plus 26 is equal to 65, which is correct. Okay, fine. Question 19. A particle P is moving along a straight line. The fixed point O lies on this line. At time t seconds, the displacement is given by this. Find the displacement of P from O when P is instantaneously at rest. Give your answer in this form. Okay, so instantaneously at rest, that means velocity is equal to 0. So we need to find when is the velocity equal to 0. So guys, I have this little SVA, displacement, velocity, acceleration. This you differentiate to get from one to the other. So if S is equal to t cubed plus 5t squared minus 8t plus 10, the velocity is equal to the derivative of this, which is ds dt. This is the velocity. So I differentiate this. I get 3t squared. Multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power. 10t multiply by the power, subtract 1 from the power, minus 8. This one the t disappears, and this one the 10 disappears. So this is the velocity. Now we're trying to find the displacement when the velocity is at rest. So I need to actually solve when is this at rest, when v equals 0. So I'm going to solve this. 3t squared plus 10t minus 8 equals 0. I'm going to factorize 3t and t. 8 is 4 times 2. I'm going to put the 4 there and the 2 there, and then the plus there and the minus there, because it's going to be 12t minus 2t gives me the 10t. So 3t minus 2 times t plus 4 equals 0. 3t minus 2 equals 0. That's t is equal to 2 over 3. And this one, t is equal to negative 4. That's no use because we're talking about time. So this is the only solution that matters. So t is equal to 2/3. He says, find the displacement when p is instantaneous at rest. So it basically means find the displacement when t equals 2/3. Okay, so over here, I'm just going to do the rest of this question, guys. When t equals 2/3, so he wants me to write this as a fraction. So when t is 2/3, s is equal to 2/3 cubed plus 5 times 2/3 squared minus 8 times 2/3 plus 10. This, guys, I could probably just put it straight into my calculator. I'll show some of the working, guys. So 2/3 cubed is 8 over 27, because it's this cubed over this cubed, plus 5 times this squared is 4 over 9, minus 8 times this is minus 24 over 3 plus 10. Okay, at this point, guys, I'm just going to put it into the calculator. 8 over 27 plus 5 times 4 over 9 minus 24 over 3 plus 10. It's 122 over 27, which is actually wrong. What have I done? Sorry, that's not 24 over 3. That's 16 over 3. Sorry guys, that is a mistake. 16 over 3. That is correct. 194 over 27. So this is 16 over 3. And this is 194 over 27, which is correct. Okay. Let me write that here. 194 over 27. Okay. Question 20. Okay, so just a word of warning, guys. This question is difficult. Very difficult, actually. So it says, the diagram shows a shaded region formed by removing an equilateral triangle. This triangle has been removed from a regular hexagon. The points P and Q lie on AB such that AB is 1.5 PQ. Now we're going to ultimately find the length PQ. So I'm going to call that X, which means I'm going to call this one 1.5 X, because this is 1.5 times this, because it's a regular hexagon. They're all the same size. And it says the area, the shaded area, is 72 root 3 centimeters squared. Work out the length of PQ. So find X, in other words, right? Okay, the first kind of tricky thing to note is that we can split, this is definitely something worth knowing, guys. You can split a regular hexagon into 6 equilateral triangles. So this, okay, we know that because if you do 360 divided by 6, you get 60 degrees, and each of these is 60 degrees, and half of these interior angles are also, well, these are 120 degrees, which makes half of that is 60 degrees. Anyway, I can split it up into 6 equilateral triangles. Now, the area of a triangle formula, area of a triangle is area equals a half AB sine C. But for this, I can say for the small triangle, I can say this area of PQR is equal to a half. A is X, B is X, so it's X squared, and C, the angle, is 60 degrees because it's an equilateral triangle. They're all 60 degrees. Okay, sine of 60, you can do that on your calculator, guys, but it is sine of 60 is root 3 over 2. So this is actually going to be root 3 over 2 times a half, which is root 3 over 4 x squared. So the area of the small triangle is root 3 over 4 x squared. Now, the area of the hexagon, the area of the full hexagon, is equal to 6 of these triangles. So it's 6 times a half AB sine C. So it's a half. A is 1.5x or 3 over 2x. Let's just stick with 1.5x. 1.5x. B is also 1.5x because these are all 1.5x. 1.5x. So it's a half. A, B, sine C, again sine 60 degrees. Sorry, this is squared. So it's 1.5x times 1.5x. Now I'm just going to do the numbers with the calculator. So it's actually sine 60 times 1.5 squared, because this is squared, times, times a half, which is 0.5, times 6. which is 27 root 3 over 8. Okay, so this is 27 root 3 over 8. Okay, that's the area of, sorry, I forgot the x squared. So I just did the number bit on the calculator, and then obviously x squared is squared there. So he's saying that the shaded area is equal to 72 root 3. So I'm saying the shaded area T is equal to the hexagon area, 27 over 8 root 3 x squared, minus root 3 over 4 x squared, and this equals 72 root 3. Now all I have to do is solve this equation. Now I say all I have to do, it's not that easy, but to begin with, the root 3's all cancel. Okay, now I have 27, okay, I have 27 over 8 x squared minus, this is a quarter x squared, so I'm just going to call this 2 over 8 x squared equals 72. The root 3 is gone. 27 over 8x squared minus 2 over 8x squared is 25 over 8x squared, and this is equal to 72. Now multiply across. 72 times 8, 72 times 8 is 576. This is 576 over 25, 576 over 25, and I need to get the square root of this. So x is equal to the square root of this thing here. Okay, let's do that. The square root of 576 over 25, which is exactly nicely 4.8, which is correct. Okay, obviously guys, that was a difficult question. 4.8. Okay, 21. Also hard, no doubt. So this times this minus this. Okay, this looks really awful. Write it as a single fraction, showing clear algebraic working. Right, so guys, he wants us to factorize everything. So I'm going to do all the different things, all the different parts, factorize them. So let's start with this one. 25x squared minus 64. This equals, this is a difference of two squares. Hopefully you can see, guys, look, it's 5x minus 8 squared, 5x squared minus 8 squared. Let me just write it like that. 5x squared minus 8 squared. A difference of two squares. There's a formula, a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. Okay, so this is 5x plus 8 times 5x minus 8. Okay, that is the first bit here factorized. Now let's take a different color and I'll factorize the next bit. 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. Factorizing a quadratic. I'm going to do 5x and x. The factors of 6 are 3 and 2. I'm going to put the 3 here and the 2 here, and the minus there and the plus there. Because when I cross multiply, I'll get minus 15x plus 2x gives me the 13x. Okay, so this is 5x plus 2 times x minus 3. Okay, guys, obviously, if you don't know how to do this, factorizing quadratics is very difficult, and there's lots of different methods. Go and revisit a lesson on how to do that. Anyway, that's how you factorize this quadratic. Now I'm going to factorize this quadratic. Let's use a different color. X squared minus 8x plus 15. This one is a bit easier, guys. It's just x minus 5 times x minus 3, because Minus 5 times minus 3 gives the plus 15, and the minus 5x minus 3x gives me the minus 8x. Okay, so I factorized the three things that need factorizing. Okay. Now, to put all this together, this guy becomes 5x plus 8 times 5x minus 8. The bottom is this guy, 5x plus 2 times x minus 3 times this guy, x minus 5 times x minus 3 all over 5x plus 8. And this is then minus x minus 7. So this is separate. So let's just see what we can cancel here first. So this x minus 3 and this x minus 3 cancel because I'm dividing above and below by x minus 3. This 5x plus 8 and this 5x plus 8 gone because I am dividing above and below by 5x plus 8. Okay, now I'm left with this, and this. Okay, so this has to become, I need a common denominator. So this is 5x minus 8 times x minus 5 over 5, well, I don't need the bracket, 5x plus 2. And this is minus x minus 7, but I need it with a common denominator. The common denominator will have to be 5x plus 2, and if I multiply the bottom by 5x plus 2, I have to multiply the top by 5x plus 2. Okay, let's move down. Equals. The denominator is now nicely 5x plus 2, and I can just leave that there and not worry about it because it's a common denominator. The top, I have to multiply out this. So this becomes 5x squared minus 25x minus 8x plus 25. That's this times this, this times this, this times this, and this times this. Then it's minus this. Now be careful, guys. This has to all be in a big bracket. So x times 5x squared is 5x squared. X times 2x is plus 2x. Minus 7 times this is minus 35x. And minus 7 times 2 is minus 14. That's all in a bracket. And this is all over 5x plus 2. Okay. Getting there. So actually I see something nice that is actually going to happen, right? So this is 5x squared minus 25x. So sorry, the minus 25x minus 8x, that is minus 33x plus 25. Now this becomes minus 5x squared. This is 2x minus 35x is minus 33x, but is minus 33x is plus 33x. So just make sure you know how I did that. And then minus 14 is plus 14. Hang on, guys. I was just wondering. Yeah, sorry, I did one terrible mistake. Don't know how I did this. 8 times 5 is 40. Let's write that again. Sorry, 40, which means this is 40. Okay, and I don't need this bracket here. Okay, all good. So that's minus, that becomes plus, and that becomes plus, all over 5x plus 2. Now the nice thing I saw happening here is this. 5x squared minus 5x squared, gone. Minus 33x plus 33x, gone. And the 40 plus 14 is just 54. So this gives me 54 over 5x plus 2. And that's the answer. Done. Okay, obviously, guys, a very, very difficult question. 54 over 5x plus 2, just put your answer there. Okay, is this the last question? Thankfully, it is. Question 22. The diagram shows a sector, OBC, of a circle. Center O, radius 6 plus x. Okay, fine. The A is the point on OB and D. Sorry, A is the point on OB and D is the point on OC. Okay, such that OA equals OD equals 6. Fine. Angle BOC is 50 degrees. Given that the perimeter of sector OBC, the big one, is twice the perimeter of triangle OAD, find the value of x, right? This looks obviously tricky, but I don't think it's that bad because we can get the perimeter of the small triangle and we can get the perimeter of the big triangle, and then we can just create the equation that they want us to create. So the way to get the perimeter of the big triangle, or sorry, the big sector. Let's get the area of the big sector first. Or sorry, the perimeter. So the perimeter is going to be my 6 plus x plus my 6 plus x plus this arc length. Let's call it L, and let's find L here. L is equal to 2 pi r. That's 2 pi the radius. That is the circumference of the circle, times 50 over 360, because that's the fraction of the circumference that we want. Now the radius is 6 plus x, so it's actually 2 pi times 6 plus x times 50 over 360, or sorry, 50 over 360, which I'll change to 5 over 36, because I can divide by 10, 5 over 36, and let's just simplify this into 2 into that goes 18, so it's just 5 over 18 pi times 6 plus x. That is this length here. So the perimeter of the sector is this plus 6 plus x plus 6 plus x. So perimeter of OBC equals 6 plus x plus 6 plus x is 12 plus 2x plus this 5 over 18 pi times 6 plus x. Okay. Then the perimeter of the triangle. The way we're going to get that has to be, well, I need to get this length here. Let's call this y, because I can't use x. So I'll call that y. I'm going to get y using the cosine rule. Y squared is equal to, the cosine rule, guys, if you don't know how to do it, go and learn, but it's 6 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 6 times 6 times cos 50 degrees. So y squared equals, let's do that, 6 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 6 times 6 times cos 50. Cos 50, oops, what did I do wrong? 6 squared plus 6 squared minus, I forgot the minus. Okay, 25.719. 25.719, which means y is equal to the square root of that, square root of the answer, which is 5.071. 17.071. Therefore, the perimeter of OAD is 6 plus 6 plus 5.701. 6 plus 6 plus 5.071, which is 12 plus that 17.071. Okay, now I have this perimeter and I have this perimeter. And he says this perimeter is equal to 2 of these. So I can write down an equation that this perimeter here, this 12 plus 2x plus 5 over 18 pi times 6 plus x. This is equal to 2 of these, 2 times 17.071. Okay, that's my equation. Now I just need to solve this. Okay, first let's go 12 plus 2x plus, I'm going to multiply out this bracket. It's 6 times this is 30 pi over 18 plus 5 over 18 pi x equals 2 times this is going to be 34.142. Obviously, guys, use a calculator. Okay, now the x terms is 2x plus 5 over 18 pi x. That's my 2 terms with x in it. And that equals 34.142. I'm going to subtract the 12 and I'm going to subtract this minus 30 pi over 18. So now I just have x on the left. I'm going to factorize out the x. So I have x into 2 plus 5 over 18 pi. Again, guys, yes, I know this is hard. This equals, I'm going to do this bit with a calculator. 34.142 minus 12 minus 30 pi over 18, which is 16.906. 16.906, which means finally x is equal to 16.906 over, actually guys, I'll just go down to, so I have more space. It's 16.906 divided by all of this, 2 plus 5 over 18 pi. Let's see if we hopefully are correct. Okay, 16.906 over 2 plus 5 over 18 pi 5.885, which is correct, guys. 5.885. So x is equal to, I think it says 3 significant figures, 5.89. So this is 5.89. Okay, obviously, guys, another very difficult question. But that's it. That is the paper, 22 questions. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.